When we think about confidence, we usually picture something loud, right? That person who's the life of the party, always in the spotlight. But what if I told you that real, unshakable confidence is actually something else entirely? What if it's built quietly, in the background, with small habits you practice every single day? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into.
Seriously, think about that for a moment. It's easy to see someone totally crushing it and just assume, oh, they're just one of the lucky ones. They were born that way. It's a really common belief. But you know what? It kind of lets us off the hook.
And this idea right here, this is so incredibly empowering. Because if confidence is a skill, that means it's not some exclusive club. It means it's just like learning to cook, or play an instrument, or speak a new language. It's something you can practice, you can get better at, and you can eventually master. It's not who you are, it's what you do. Now, this is a super important distinction. The goal isn't to become fearless. That's just not realistic, right? We're all human. The real goal is to build this deep, quiet trust in yourself. It's the feeling deep down that says, okay, I don't know exactly how this is going to turn out, but I trust that I can handle it. I'll figure it out.
So where does that trust come from? Well, it starts inside. It's an inner game first. Before you can act confident, you have to work on thinking confidently. So these first 4 habits are all about laying that invisible foundation in your own mind.
All right, habit number 1. This one starts with the single most important conversation you have every day, the one you have with yourself.
Just look at this. The difference is night and day. Let's be honest, most of us spend a lot of time on the left side, don't we? We have this harsh inner critic that's just waiting to point out every single mistake. But truly confident people, they learn to live on the right. They treat themselves like they would treat a good friend. It's not about making excuses for mistakes, not at all. It's about acknowledging, hey, I'm human. I messed up. What can I learn? That shift creates the safety you need to actually grow.
Okay, let's talk about the next habit. This one is all about tackling a massive confidence killer, especially in our hyper-connected world.
Man, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We're all guilty of this. You're scrolling online and you see someone's perfect chapter 20, the big promotion, the amazing vacation, the flawless family photo, and we immediately compare that highlight reel to our own messy, behind-the-scenes chapter 1. Confident people learn to pull back. They get that everyone's on a different path, on a different timeline, and the only progress that matters is their own.
This next habit is a total game changer. It fundamentally alters your relationship with what most of us dread: failure. You see, when many of us make a mistake, the inner voice says, I failed. I am a failure. We make it our identity. But confident people, they flip the script. They see a failure as just information. It's a data point. It's feedback. So instead of, I'm terrible at presentations, it becomes, okay, that joke didn't land. Good to know. That's a data point for next time. See the difference? Every single stumble becomes a lesson.
And this last habit for the inner game, well, it's the one that really ties all the others together. And it's something you're doing constantly, whether you realize it or not.
Here's the thing. Your brain pretty much believes whatever you tell it on repeat. It doesn't really stop to fact check. So if your inner track is always playing, I can't do this, I'm going to mess this up, I'm not smart enough, guess what? That's going to become your reality. Confident people know this, so they become the active curators of their own inner monologue. They intentionally challenge those negative thoughts and replace them. It feels a little weird at first, for sure, but it's like training any other muscle.
Okay, so having a strong mindset is absolutely crucial, but it's only half the battle. You can't just think your way to confidence. You have to back it up with proof, and that's where the outer game comes in. These next habits are all about creating real, tangible evidence for yourself that you are, in fact, capable and trustworthy. So let's jump into our first action-oriented habit. And the beauty of this one is that it starts so small. Look, confidence is really built on a bedrock of self-trust. And how do you build trust with anyone? You keep your promises. So start by making tiny promises to yourself. Don't say, I'm going to write a novel. Say, I'm going to write for 5 minutes. Don't say, I'm going to clean the whole house. Say, I'm going to put the dishes in the dishwasher. Then do it. And this part of critical, take a second to acknowledge it. Give yourself a little mental high five. Every time you do this, you're casting a vote for yourself as someone who follows through.
All right, the next habit. This one is about closing that gap between I don't know how and now I know how.
Remember when you were learning to ride a bike? At first you felt wobbly, uncertain, probably terrified. But you kept practicing, you got more confident, and then, boom, the confidence just showed up. It's a direct result of competence.
People with that deep, unshakable confidence are always learning. They're reading, they're taking a course, they're asking dumb questions, because they know that every bit of skill they acquire makes them that much more ready for whatever's next.
Now for a really cool one. This next habit is so powerful because it basically uses your own body to trick your mind into feeling better. There's this amazing feedback loop between our bodies and our brains. When you feel nervous, what happens? You might hunch your shoulders, avoid eye contact, make yourself small. But here's the cool part. It works in reverse too. If you intentionally stand up straight, pull your shoulders back, and make steady eye contact, your brain gets the signal and thinks, oh, I guess we're feeling confident right now. It's kind of like act as if, and you'd be shocked at how well it actually works.
And for our final habit, this one might seem a little counterintuitive. It shows that sometimes the best way to build yourself up is to focus on lifting someone else up.
It's so easy to get stuck inside our own heads, right? Just worrying about our own flaws and what we lack. One of the most powerful ways to break that cycle is to shift your focus outward. Go help a coworker who's struggling with a project. Offer some advice to someone just starting out. When you do that, it doesn't just help them. It serves as a powerful reminder to yourself of all the skills and knowledge you already possess. It reinforces your identity as someone of value. So, as we've walked through all this, you can see that confidence isn't some big, mysterious gift that some people get and others don't. It's a structure. It's something that you build piece by piece, day after day.
It's all connected. You practice self-compassion, you stop the comparison game, you reframe your failures, and you clean up your self-talk. And you prove it to yourself by keeping promises, by learning new things, by carrying yourself with confidence, and by helping others. Each one of these habits is like a single brick, and over time, you use them to build an absolutely unshakable foundation of self-trust.
Now look, you don't need to tackle all 8 of these at once. In fact, please don't. That's not the point. The whole idea is to start small. Just look at the list and pick one. Which one feels the most doable for you? Right here, right now. That's your first step. That's the first brick you can lay today.